Oh, where do I even begin? Ross, the paleontologist of love, expert at digging up the past and making everyone uncomfortable in the process. Sure, he's got 3 failed marriages under his belt, but hey, who's counting? Oh, wait, we all are. Could someone be any worse at relationships? He literally said we were on a break, like it was some kind of get out of jail free card for cheating. And let's not forget how he treated Rachel like she was one of his fossils, something to analyze and pick apart instead of actually appreciating her as a human being. So yeah, I'd say Ross Geller is basically the king of bad.
Ross? The worst? Have you seen the rest of the guys on this show? They're like a dumpster fire of dating disasters. Ross may have had his moments of, shall we say, unique relationship moves, but compared to some of the others, he's a veritable Casanova. Remember that time Joey ate a whole turkey on a date? Or when Chandler was so afraid of commitment, he made up an entire fake family just to get out of a relationship. Ross, at least, is passionate. He may trip over his own feet and words in the romance department, but his heart's in the right place. He's like a puppy that keeps knocking over the furniture but is still trying so hard to be cute. So no, Ross is not the worst boyfriend on the show. He's just, well, he's Ross.
Oh, sure, because comparing Ross to Joey and Chandler is really raising the bar. It's like saying, well, he's not the worst arsonist in the building. Big whoop. Look, I'll give you this. Ross said try. Shh, I'll give him that. But trying doesn't always cut it when you're yelling at your girlfriend in an airport or marrying someone else after a drunken Vegas bender. And let's talk about Rachel for a second, the woman who put up with more emotional roller coasters than anyone should ever have to endure. Sure, Joey ate a turkey, but did he also tell his partner they were unattractive during a fight? Nope. Did Chandler pretend his girlfriend was someone else? Absolutely not. Ross brings passion, sure, but it's the kind of passion that makes you want to scream into a pillow while rethinking all your life choices. So yeah, maybe he's not as bad as the other guys, but honestly, that's like being the tallest dwarf. Not exactly something to brag about.
Okay, look. Just because Ross has some epic fails doesn't mean he's the worst. You're focusing on the big, flashy disasters, but what about all the little things he did right? He was there for Rachel through a lot, even if he messed up along the way. And sure, he said some mean things, but he also had a lot of love in his heart. He's like a volcano, messy and explosive, but full of warmth deep down. Joey might have eaten a turkey, but Ross was the one who got all caught up in his work and sometimes forgot to put Rachel first. Chandler was great at being funny, but he was also a commitment phobe. Ross, at least, was trying to build something real. So no, he's not the worst boyfriend on the show. He's just a guy who made a lot of mistakes, but who also had a lot of love to give.
Oh, sure, let's give Ross a participation trophy for trying. That'll fix everything. You're right, he did have love in his heart, but it's like he mailed it to Rachel with the wrong zip code. Look, I'm not denying he cared, but caring isn't enough when you're storming into an airport screaming, I'm the guy for you, like, buddy, maybe don't propose in front of her ex-fiancé. And yeah, Joey ate a turkey, and Chandler ran from commitment, but those two weren't out here writing manifestos on why they're sit the 1A. Ross had this weird obsession with being Rachel's soulmate, which is sweet if you're writing poetry, but toxic if you're dating someone who just wants space to breathe. Let's not forget Carol either, his first wife, who left him because he couldn't handle her truth. So no, Ross isn't just a guy who made mistakes. He's a guy who turned every relationship into a Shakespearean tragedy where the shepherd was always the hero. And trust me, nobody asked him to audition for that.
Ross is not the worst boyfriend because he's like a confused puppy who really wants to be good. He trips over his own feet, sure, but he's got that puppy dog eagerness. He had his crazy moments like the airport scene, but he was coming from a place of love, even if it was all mixed up. And his whole soulmate thing. Well, that's just his way of showing how much he cares. He's not trying to be controlling. He's just lost in his own idea of what love should be. And with Carol, that was a whole new ball game. That wasn't about him being a bad boyfriend. That was about him dealing with something he wasn't ready for. So, no, Ross isn't the worst. He's just on a wild ride trying to figure it all out.